Welcome back, friends. Today is trial and error day. Everything I have with me, whoops, some trees. Everything I have with me is everything I would potentially take on my next camp out. What I have with me today is my full Wise Owl hammock setup, from ground sheet to fly sheet. And I've never put it all together. I've used components, I've used my tarp with like a free soldier. I've used the Wise Owl hammock with like a free soldier tarp, or I've used, different components. I've never used it all, and I've never actually used my bug net, which I do believe I'm gonna need if I'm gonna do a hammock camp, an overnight hammock camp. So today I want to, just to be honest, I want to come out here and practice and put everything into place and see how it looks, see what works, see what doesn't, see if I need to make any edits. Maybe I need to add some things, maybe I need to, take away some things, I don't know. But anyways, I don't know how, I know how, I've just never done it. I've never hung my bug net. So that's what we're doing today, guys. So trial and error. We'll see how it goes. Who knows? Maybe I will stay out here overnight tonight. If not, then we'll do it another time. I'm prepared to, so we'll see. So I'll see you when I get up to my spot. And what I mean by my spot is it's a place that I like to come to in my area. It's a fairly local area that I like to come to, and so far so good. It hasn't been ruined by people, Oh shit, I think I hear somebody actually. Did I just hear something? Oh my god. Oh, did I speak too soon? Let's find out. Is somebody up in my spot? I could have sworn I heard somebody. I don't know. All right, let's go up here. Let's find out. Yeah, I actually do hear somebody up here. I'm gonna find out who's here right now. Alright, it's just somebody walking through with his dogs. I'll show you that in a second. That guy. Yeah, he took me by surprise. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, so that kind of took me by surprise when I heard somebody up here. I'm like, wait a second, here I am just all of a sudden just saying, oh, nobody comes here. And then I hear coughing. The guy said he doesn't live like too far. I think he lives like down that way somewhere, and he just happened to be cutting through with his dog. So guys, we're just gonna set up and do our thing, It's a beautiful day. I'll bring you back in a minute. Let me get this pack off. I'm thinking, I know you can't see, but there's a tree like right here. And then this tree right here, I'll probably be able to put my ground sheet right. I camped here before, all right? I camped out in this local spot, so I'm familiar with the area. I'm just trying to get myself orientated. Let me get this pack off. Birds. What a beautiful day. So this is the pack that I'm using today. All right, I have a few different packs that I use when I'm hauling like all my gear. I use this like cheapy no-name brand, and when I say no-name brand, I don't mean it's like a no-name brand. It is its own brand. It's a Lowuko, I'm sure you've heard of that, right? But anyways, it's not like an Osprey or anything like that. So that's what I mean when I say a no-name brand. There's bugs flying in my face. And so yeah, I got my Trekology table. I didn't bring a chair today because I figure the hammock will act as a chair. Got my water, and yeah, let's just unpack and see what we got. Well, I'll go through and take out what I'm going to use today. We have the Trekology table. Let's see, in this top brain part, I guess if you want to call it, I carry stuff like thermocell matches, like little small grab and go little items, lights, camera action. But that's what I carry. All right, what did I bring? I don't think I really overpacked. I mean, some might say, geez, you brought all that stuff, you don't need all that stuff. But you know what, it's I don't know why I just used that accent. You don't need all that stuff. But anyway, carry what you want. If you're comfortable carrying it and you're not killing yourself, carry the kitchen sink if you want. Who cares? Kettle. Yeah, got a little kettle for water, and inside here I even have like a few snacks. So there's that. Let's see. Here's the MSR stove, a couple of mugs, you know, some coffee, creamer, that type of thing. Lunch or dinner if I decide to eat it. I got a Alpine Air pork pad thai. Never had that before. And then we have, this is the Wise Owl, sorry, bugs. This is the Wise Owl bug net. So I got the Wise Owl bug net. The actual Wise Owl hammock with the straps. Got that. My no-name brand or Rapota. I hate this sleeping pad, but I'm still using it. I'm going to get my money's worth out of it. I'm still using this. It's comfortable. It just has a built-in pillow. I don't like that. I turn it around. But all right, so I use that. And then what else do I got in here? I got the Wise Owl Outfitters Bigfoot footprint. I like this thing. This is a big ass footprint, and it can also be used as a tarp. It only has 4 tie-outs. All right. And then I have, what's this? And then we have, the Wise Owl fly sheet to go, or the hammock fly sheet right there. So there's that. Oh, I got a lot in here. And then, let's see, I got my sleeping bag, which is in there. I'm not going to yank it out right now. Then I have a twig stove. I got a windscreen guard. I got some water, first aid, all kinds of crap. All right. So there's that. So yeah, so I think what I'm going to do first is just, which makes sense to me, just throw the ground sheet down, or maybe it doesn't, because then I'm going to have to be walking all over it. You know what, I'm going to put the ground sheet down. If there's a certain order that you do this that makes more sense, let me know. But as I say that, I'm thinking, yeah, I probably shouldn't put this down. You know what, I'm not going to put this down yet. I'm going to hang the hammock first. So scratch that. So what we're going to do is we're going to hang the hammock first. So I don't have to be like walking all over the ground sheet, and then I can orientate exactly where the ground sheet should go, like in the middle of this hammock here. All right, so here's the straps, and here's the hammock, all contained right in here. So let me get these straps and get this thing hung. Should do probably one of them time-lapse things so it doesn't take forever. I got the hammock hung, but I'm thinking this is a little too low. Like this feels too low. Like I like a nice, like straighter bend in my leg and then down. So I am gonna bring this up one. I think I'll bring it up on that end one. All right. And that's the beauty of these straps. There's different slots that you can put your carabiner in to adjust the right height. So let's see if that's any better. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's good. That might be a touch too high. I don't know. No, maybe not too bad. Oh, this is good. All right, I'll leave it at that. Well, I'm gonna finish getting set up with this hammock. I'll spare you all the details of going, watching me set up each little piece by piece. I'm just gonna set it all up and we'll talk about it in a minute. But I did bring the thermosol this time and I am gonna have to use it because there's like mosquitoes everywhere. They didn't get the memo. All right, bring you back in a minute. All right, that's on. All right, let's continue. All right, I've never even had this thing out of the bag. Okay, let's see what we're working with here. So this is attached. Okay. What is going on? I think I'm supposed to put my hammock in here. Oh yeah, okay, I think my hammock's supposed to go in here. Huh. I don't know what I'm doing. Not afraid to admit I don't know what I'm doing. So guys, I'm gonna spare you. I'll be right back. All right, so this is the stage I'm at right now. I have my hammock shoved in the bug net. And on the ends, like I just fed the hammock through, and on the end of the bug net are these two little cinches that you can just cinch, and I just put it basically at the end of the hammock, and I ran the hammock right on through. And the same over here, I have it cinched up right there. And I do have, I don't know if you noticed that, the camera, I did hang a guy line, or no, guy line? Ridge line, ridge line. I hung a ridge line. So now I'm just gonna clip the bug net to that. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Wow, it smells so new. All right. Like I said, I've never had it out of its stuff sack before. So, all right, let's see if this is a good height. And I'm gonna clip this all along the ridge line. We'll see if that works. So, the hell is that noise? Bullet? I don't know. We're gonna continue on. We'll see if this is a good height or if I have to raise it at all. Let's find out. All right, so let's see how this works. I'm not sure if it's high enough or what, but let's find out. All right, let's see. This is going to be difficult. Whoa! All right. All right, so it's not too bad. Maybe I need to raise it a little more. All right, let me find out. Let me just get in here and see how this is. Oh. I'm not sure if this is like, I should have it this way or if the pocket should be up there the other way. I don't know. Oh, this is nice though. Wow. All right. You have enough room under here? Hey. All right. What do you think? Would you leave it at that, or would you raise it up a little more? Because I still have to go even higher to hang a tarp. And you know, I'm running out of height. I'm short. You know what I mean? I'm 5'2". There is a log over here, so I'm going to use that and put the fly, or yeah, like the hammock tarp over this whole situation. So let's see what we're working with. Jeez, I'm too lazy to tie it. I mean, is this kind of low? I mean, this ridgeline looks a little... I don't know. I mean, that's on the ground. Like the pocket down here. Is this supposed to be the other way? No, this is right, because this is where the clips are for the ridgeline. Maybe I should just hang it like a little bit higher. I'm not sure. I don't know, maybe it's good. Let me get the fly up. I mean, I'm thinking that looks all right, but and I don't know if I like that dragging on the ground like that. So let me know if you think I should raise that up higher. Maybe I should. Oh God, it's so damn hot. Humidity's back, yay. Anyways, let me turn this around and show you what I have going on here. I think I have like the full setup done, you know, as far as like fly sheet, bug net, hammock, ground sheet. I'm gonna turn this around. Tell me what you would do first. Like, is there a certain way to do this? Let me just turn this around and I'll tell you what I mean. So that's what's going on right there. I just used a stick to keep the front of the hammock tarp up. On one side, I have it pegged down on the other side. I got the Wise Owl Outfitters footprint. I have the hammock resting in the bug net. And yeah, that's about it. Let me just show you the back side. Basically looks exactly like the front side. It's pegged in right there on the ground. So, I mean, I don't know. I think that looks all right. What do you think? I mean, is there an order to this? Like, would you hang maybe the top first and then, like, would you hang the top first, the hammock first? Like, what would you do? I think this looks all right for, like, my first time doing the whole entire setup. I mean, obviously, I've hung a hammock or two before, but I've never hung the bug net. And I think it looks all right. I don't know. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, comments, or what you would do differently, you know, just constructive criticism is always welcome. You know, sometimes people know a little more than you do, and you have to take their advice because they may know something that you don't. But yeah, it looks all right. I mean, I would probably tighten it up a little bit more. Like, as of right now, I have the thermocell going on and it's a little warm, so I am going to take off that bug net right now. So I'll bring you right back, guys. it is warm, let me tell you. All right. Hey, all right, that's not a bad hang right there. So that's what it looked like with the bug net up on top of the hammock, underneath the rain fly, and on top of the ground sheet. So that's the full setup. What are your thoughts? I think I hung it all right, you know. I think I hung it all right. I mean, the hammock I'm good at, you know. I can hang that in 2 seconds, but, you know, never hung the bug net, so I might have to work out the height. It seemed like it was like sagging a little bit too low, but then I don't want to have it up too high, so then when I go to sit in it, it's going to rip it because I have it up way too high. And it does hold in some heat, let me tell you. So it is going to be warm. And I do have my sleeping pad, and I'm not sure, like, I've never put a sleeping pad, you know, like, there's a lot of firsts for me still, you know. I'm still learning, still evolving, and I'm going to try and put my sleeping pad in here and see if I can get in and out of the hammock with a sleeping pad and see how that lays. Because I know eventually when I do sleep in this hammock, I'm going to be slightly on the diagonal so I can have a flatter lay and not, you know, like hanging like I'm in like a banana hammock or something like that. Anyway. Alright, so let me get this stuffed in here. I am going to set up my table. Probably going, well, I'm going to have some water right now because, you know, hot coffee right now. And I forgot my Hill cold brew coffee cup because, you know, why would I bring that? It's like so hot, you know, it only makes sense to bring that. No, I bring all the makings for hot things on hot days. So that's how I roll. I'll be right back, guys. Oh yeah. Ooh, that sun is a little bright. Oh, this is nice, actually. I don't have the sleeping pad in here yet. It's kind of in between, in between stages here. Oh, this is nice. I've forgotten like how comfortable a hammock is, you know. I mean, I didn't even have to bring a chair. I can just sit right here and just swing back and forth in the breeze. Have you ever slept in a hammock, or do you like laying in a hammock? I mean, there's like there's 2 sides of the coin when it comes to hammocks. You either like them or you really don't. You know, some people are exclusively camping hammocks. What's that channel? Random Adventures 2.0. He mostly, I don't think I've ever seen him in a tent, actually. He always stealth camps in hammocks, you know, so that's pretty cool. But I don't know, I am going to be doing a hammock camp, so that's basically what I wanted to do. That was the whole reason for coming out here, you know, to make sure I can actually hang the bug net correct, because I've never even taken it out of its stuff sack. So I had no idea. You know, I did watch a video on it once, but that was a long time ago. It was like, yeah, I got this thing, and then I put it on a shelf for like a year. So the hammock I'm perfectly fine with. I have no problems with. Obviously, I know how to hang that. A ground sheet, anybody can throw down a ground sheet. But I wanted to just have the whole system together to see, A, what it looked like. Is it comfortable? Can I do it fairly, you know, quick, just in case it rains? And no, I didn't do it fairly quick at all. I got the hammock up in 2 seconds, but the bug net, I was like, okay. Yeah, so I mean, if it was raining, I would have been soaked. But, you know, so I mean, I think it's common sense. Like, you wouldn't, if you just get a tent, you wouldn't just like bring it out blind into the woods, would you? Would you? Maybe there's some people that do that, but I always think if you have an opportunity to like set it up beforehand, so you know what to expect, and you know how to do it and all that kind of stuff. Plus, you want to check and make sure all your stuff's there. You know, I mean, something in shipping could have either got lost, not added into your shipment, or whatever, you know. So there's all kinds of variables as to what can go wrong. So, you know, set it up if you get a chance beforehand. I'll chill out for a little bit, probably make something to drink, and maybe I'll have that lunch in a little while. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to stay here tonight. I haven't really decided. I mean, it's still early anyways. What am I going to do all damn day? It's like, what, 11:30 in the morning? So I'll bring you back in a little bit, guys, all right? Oh. Ooh, I like this. This is like luxury. Look at this. You know? Warm. Let's see what the temperature is. Whoa, it's 87 degrees Fahrenheit right now. A little warm. This is a Trekology table, if you're wondering. You know, this is just, for me anyways, this is just like the perfect little size table. I was going to use this as a chair, this little log that I usually stash when I come here, but I don't need it. I'm just going to use the hammock. But this is a Trekology table. It's pretty light. And like I said, you want to have some little comforts. It's just a matter of whatever you feel like carrying. You want to carry a table? Go ahead. You know, there's no rules. No one's going to stop you. Whatever you want. Get my kettle. I don't know, I think I picked this up on Amazon a while ago. It was like really cheap and it serves me fine. You know, it's not like a top brand name or anything like that, but it works fine. It has a lid, it has a handle, it has like a little grippy thing so you don't burn your fingers. You know, and it holds like a couple, I think it holds a liter of water, if not more, so it's fine. I got some snacks in here. Actually, what do I have in here? Yeah, so what I brought in this kettle, just a few snacks for space saving. You can always take empty spaces and put other things in it. These are left over from a different camp. So I have some snacks from an MRE. This is a marble pound cake. So I don't know if I want to have that. Might be a little too heavy. I have some banana cream. I think that's a flavor of that one. Pop-Tarts. And I might try this. This is from an MRE too. This is a blueberry pastry, just pretty generic. So I might have this one with some coffee. But yeah, so I have that. Alright, well, before I get a cup of coffee on and have a snack, I guess this will be the bushcrafty section of the video, but I do need a couple extra pegs or stakes to put in the back, so I'm gonna make some. I mean, it's always a good idea, like, to know how to do that, and it's not hard. Have a sharp knife, whittle away till you have a point, drive it into the ground. Not hard. I mean, it is a skill, but it's not like a hard skill, you know. So now I'm gonna get shavings all over this place. Just make sure you have a sharp knife. Just drag it along. Keep circling, rotating. I'm sure you don't need a close-up, but there it is. This is just my everyday carry. This is a Browning. Okay, this is the Browning model 10466. If you really want to know. But yeah, so I'm just gonna make a couple of stakes, get it down to a fine point, and then tap them into the ground to secure. Yeah, so that's it. I'm almost done. So that's, I guess, another weight saving thing. If you're, you know, really down to grams and ounces and all that kind of thing, you can make your own tent stakes. So there's one. I'm gonna have these wood things all over the place. Yeah, just do it right on your ground sheet. Have it flicking all over the place. The table, the coffee pot. There you go. But it's fun. I mean, also it gives you something to do at camp. I am going to be making my own spoon, so I'm going to attempt to, you know, whittle and make my own spoon that I can use at camp. I think that would be kind of give me a level of satisfaction, you know. I don't know if I'm at that level where I could make one of those casks, you know, those little wooden little mugs. Yeah, I don't. I'm at this stage, so that's fine. You know, there's no rules. Just have fun. Do what you want. Oh, okay, here's one. All right, we're almost there. We're almost done on this one too. All right, now we're just gonna stake it down. Like shavings everywhere. Don't matter. But yeah, I love this knife. Love it. And I didn't buy this knife. I actually found this in the Freetown Forest, and it was brand new when I found it. So, I mean, you're in a forest situation. You're never gonna come across the person who lost it. So that was a finders keepers, losers weepers type of situation. So, but I use it all the time. So anybody out there, you lose this brand new knife out in the Freetown Forest, it's getting good use. All right, let's see if I can get these into the ground now. So as you can see, I have a pretty good point on that right there. Let's say that looks pretty sharp. Let's see, just securing it, you know, nothing major. Oh yeah, okay, that worked out pretty good. Right on in. So that's just going to prevent it from sliding all over the place. I'll bring in a little closer. So yeah. All right. Let's do the other one. You might want to make it a little bit longer than I did. I mean, that's a short one, but I'm basically just pegging it in so it doesn't slide around. All right, perfect. Not a big deal. Just trying to make it a little more video presentable so I don't have shavings all over the place. All right. Okay, fine. Nothing to see here. I'm actually wondering if it might rain. I mean, I don't know if you can notice, but it's not as sunny as it was when I first walked in here. Maybe we'll be testing this out in the rain. I don't know. But I'm not going anywhere because the rain would actually feel good right about now. And I will be doing a rain test on the Dragoon Ridgeback bivvy. It's just a matter of lining up the weather with the tent. So I think within the next few days I will be able to have that opportunity. So for those that want the rain test on the Dragoon, it's coming. It also feels like the temperature may have gone down just a little. I don't know if it's just because the sun's not out right now. Or not out bright. I mean, it was 87 degrees. Okay, yeah, see, it's 83. I appreciate you coming, you know what I mean? This is just something I wanted to come out here and try, see if I could do this whole setup, you know, within a reasonable amount of time. And I guess it wasn't that bad now that I know how to hang the bug net. It wasn't as weird or as odd as I thought it was going to be. So that's good. Let's get some water in here. Whoa, alright, get that going. I always like firing that off. It's like a rocket. Let me make sure this base is steady. Yeah, looks about right. Alright. Boil away, little buddy. Boil away. Yeah, I want to get more experience with the cowboy coffee, but we're not doing that this trip. That looks about right. Some coffee. I love these little containers. I think I got these at Walmart. They're awesome. And they're stackable too. I think they were only a couple of dollars and they come 3 to a pack. They're perfect for camping. So there's that. A little bit of sugar. this really is the life. You know, if you can get an opportunity to get out and go camping or whatever it is that you want to do. Like, I'm not trying to push camping on you. Some people just like to watch it and they don't like to do it. So, you know, but whatever it is you want to do, I mean, whatever it is you want to do, go ahead and do it. But yeah, that's the message. This really is the life, you know, getting out there and having moments to be able to, I don't know, just really immerse yourself in nature. It's not even so much about the gear, you know, we're all carrying the same crap. It's just different names, you know, it's all different names, different shapes, and different, you know. I was thinking about that the other day. You know, somebody, I'm not going to mention the channel, but they were running around in a tent that was $1,300. And I think you had to pull it out yourself with your own trekking poles. I don't care. A tent for $1,300 better come with like all kinds of stuff. It better come with like a voucher for breakfast, you know, for about a good month. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I can sort of almost, no, I can, no, you know what? No, I can't. I can't see the justification in that. I don't even care if you're a professional mountaineer. $1,300 on a tent just seems, am I, like, is that reasonable to you? Am I losing my mind here thinking that's not reasonable? I think I think the most I personally would ever spend on a tent, and I'm talking max, okay? I'm talking maximum. I wouldn't spend more than, and I think this is $300. I wouldn't spend more than $300 on a tent. I just wouldn't. My first tent was like an Ozark Mountain Walmart tent, and I still love that tent. I still use it. I haven't used it in a while, but I still use it. You know, it's a 3-person, so it's basically good enough for 1 person in your gear. But oh, there goes a wicked cool butterfly. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, you know. Some things I guess it would matter. You don't want to buy like cheapo everything because it would fall apart, but you don't have to spend the big bucks to get, you know, yourself set up with getting outside and enjoying nature. Crap, I mean, you could even just come out here with a bottle of water, a backpack, and something to eat and somewhere to sit down, like on a tarp or something, and that'd be fine, you know. I don't know, just some thoughts. I think I'm gonna try this generic just blueberry pastry. All right, sodium not too high. Carbohydrates, well, that's a different story. All right, let's just try it. So blueberry pastry. Whoa. Try it out. It's almost like a blueberry pie. Maybe like an unfrosted pastry, or just like blueberry pie. Pretty damn good. Ooh. Wow, that's good. I like it. Very good. I was just standing here noticing that the sky was kind of graying up. It's kind of a little darker in the forest. I don't think it's supposed to rain, but you just never know. These kind of humid conditions and the heat, you know, you could have a pop-up shower basically at any time, so. What I was wanting to ask is if I was really going to stay in this tonight, and I'm probably not going to because this is like trial and error, would it be up that high? Or would I bring that down just like a little more? Because honestly, when I'm laying here, like this would be the view if I was laying down. Like that little triangle area isn't going to keep me dry. I mean, if the rain was coming down directly straight on down, then yeah, that's great. But if the rain's going to come in sideways, you know, if it's blowing in this way or if it's blowing in this way, I'm going to get wet. Everything's going to get soaked. So this would probably have to be lowered just a little bit more from the tree. Maybe bring that down just a little bit, maybe there. And then these flaps, I wouldn't have this pole that it's on right now or stick. I would probably stake it down to the ground and bring it down a little more. But what do you think about these ends? Like, if you camp overnight in a hammock and it rains, do you get wet on this side? On the ends? Let me know. I've never put a sleeping pad in a hammock before. So, I don't know. First time for everything, I guess. Let's try this out. And then, honestly, I don't even know if I would sleep on a sleeping pad in the hammock, like in the dead of summer anyways, because I mean it's kind of hot. So, let's see what happens. It seems kind of awkward. I know it looks like it's way up from where you're looking at it, but all right, so I would probably do that. Still the same thing. Ooh. Oh, it feels weird. Kind of feels comfy. Let's remove my table a little. Okay, that's good enough. Whoa. All right, we're not moving it. Let's see. Pardon any shots that. Okay. Let's see. Is this comfortable? I mean, it's not uncomfortable. It looks like it'd be sliding around. Like it seems like it would slide around. Lay sideways. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about this. I'm not sure about the sleeping pad. If you have any experience or tips on a sleeping pad in your hammock, let me know, because already this is all getting like wonky and crooked. And if I go to sleep in this thing, it's just gonna end up like flying right out of the hammock. Being in the hammock without a sleeping pad is kind of just as comfortable to me. I don't know. I mean, close that down there, keep it in place. No, see, I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts, guys? Oh, I mean, it's comfortable with the sleeping pad, but it just doesn't seem like it's gonna stay. And especially this weird pillow thing I have at the end. It's not gonna stay in there. I don't know. Do you have any tips on like a sleeping pad in your hammock? I mean, this is kind of crazy. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna forego the sleeping pad. I don't think it's really gonna work for me. I don't know what other options there are. I know for summertime camping, I really probably don't have to worry about that. But I mean, in the wintertime, if I want to do that, I know I'll probably want an underquilt, and I'm going to have to use at least some sort of sleeping pad. But this one doesn't seem to be working, so I have no idea. I was also going to have this. I was going to try this new Alpine Air pork pad thai. It's a brand I haven't tried. But I'm not hungry. I don't know, that blueberry pastry from earlier just kind of filled me up in that cup of coffee, and maybe it's with the heat, and I'm not hungry right now, and I really don't feel like making this, you know, just for video's sake, you know, because I'm not going to end up eating the whole thing. So I'm going to save this for another camp out, or for when I actually do camp out in the hammock, because that's coming soon, like probably like within days I'm going to be out here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'll probably end the video here. It looks like it's getting a little bit darker. Not that I care, but I'm going to probably play around, you know, when I say goodbye, I'll still be here. But I'm going to play around with the shelter. I'm going to try and bring this down just a little bit and drop this down and see how that's like, and kind of close myself in and see if that helps out with any potential rain. It's not raining right now, but just to kind of, you know, practice. I think it's always a smart thing to do before you just go out blind and, you know, and find out that something doesn't work for you and you could have avoided that. So I'm going to try and do that now. That's what I'm doing today. And I feel like I've talked your ear off enough, but I'm asking if you have any suggestions on hammock camping or sleeping pads, or if, you know, this isn't high enough, or if you set it up different, like whatever it is. If you have any kind of knowledge on hammock camping overnight, then feel free to help me out. But I'm gonna end up playing around with this. I appreciate you coming along, and guys, I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for coming. It really does mean a lot to me, and have a great week. See you next week, hopefully. Listen to them birds. Thanks. Now I gotta deflate this, clean up a little bit.